Hello valued viewers, I hope you're all doing very well. Almost 2 years ago we did this war game. Could the US Air Force at Okinawa defend a full Chinese air attack? It was a really good battle, but you guys want a modernised variant of it with the most modern tech. So welcome to a 2024 version. First, topography or geography. We don't have the right piece of terrain, so we've made it out of a piece of the Western Pacific. Today, Guam becomes Okinawa. This outline here is Okinawa to scale. 400 or so miles west, we have the east tip of China, pretty much to scale, and down here we have the top area of Taiwan. So the distances today are fairly vast. In terms of unit overview, China East Command today will be fielding 2 KJ-2000 AEW, 24 H-6 bombers, each equipped with 4 air-launched ballistic hypersonic YJ-21, so that's a total of 96 missiles being fired today. Escort today is 24 J-20As with a 0.05 square metre cross-section, 12 J-15s playing J-16s and 12 J-10Cs, total 74 aircraft. US and Japan today will have air, sea and land. Air, 2 E-3C AWACS, which do operate from Kadena in Okinawa. That's the main US base in Okinawa. Then I had to put the fighters in, and back in 2022 it was pretty easy because there was 2 long-standing squadrons of F-15Cs and Ds at Okinawa. However, at the end of 2022, the US Air Force declared that those F-15s are being disbanded, and now 2024 those F-15s are pretty much gone. In fact, it's probably best if I read out the official line. It says, the US Air Force has detailed the future of its tactical aircraft fleet in Japan. Under the plan, the US Air Force will deploy 36 F-15EX aircraft to Kadena Air Base in Okinawa and 48 F-35As to Misawa Air Base in Japan, replacing the 48 F-15Cs from Okinawa and the 36 F-16s from Japan. Through the transition, the US Marine Corps, US Air Force and US Navy will continue to maintain a constant rotational presence at Kadena Air Base, made up of both 4th and 5th gen aircraft. Since then, the US Air Force has deployed F-35As, F-22As and F-16Cs to Kadena as part of the ongoing rotational deployment. And we can see here the latest pictures from Kadena from last month of what's actually there at the moment. Pretty simply, we have a squadron of F-16s, we have a squadron of F-35As, we have a squadron of F-22s. There are also 3 F-15s shown in this picture, but those are the legacy F-15s, so we won't include them. So, F-16s, F-22s and F-35As. So I've chosen 12 F-22s with a 0.0001 square metre radar cross-section, 12 F-35Bs, I apologise, that's meant to say A, ignore that, that's A's, 0.002 square metre radar cross-section and 12 F-16Cs. In terms of SAMs, it's pretty heavily defended. I double-checked and as far as I can see there is no THAAD at the moment on Okinawa. 4 Patriot batteries, 3 Type 3 Chu-Sam batteries, 1 Type 11 Kai-2 battery, and 4 American CRAM. Also naval, 2 Arleigh Burke destroyers, west of Okinawa. Total 50 aircraft, 12 SAMs and 2 ships. And let's go into the details. So, the details of the Chinese. Their attack is based around bomber regiments, as possibly would happen in real life. I've chosen 2 regiments, any more and I feel I may destroy the server. So, total 24 H-6 bombers. Each bomber, as I said before, has 4 ballistic missiles. The YJ-21 max speed Mach 10, impact velocity about Mach 4. In our scenario, they start closest 420 miles away from the coast of Okinawa. That is the point where the E-3 sentries in our roleplay have spotted the bomber incursion and the Raptors are going to start scrambling. The way it works is the bombers need to get to this yellow ring here, which is 320 miles away from the target, which is Kadena Air Force Base. I didn't have time to set up the targeting properly. In real life they would go for various different targets, the runway, the buildings and whatnot, so they're all going for just one nominal building. In terms of damage calculation, we'll just have to see how many missiles get through on that building and work from there. Obviously the bombers need a fighter screen, so we've got in front of them 24 J-20s, as we said, armed with typical modern Chinese equipment, 4 PL-15s, 2 PL-10s, and they're in stealth configuration. As well as that, they have J-16s, played by J-15s today, if I can find them, armed with, as you guessed it, 6 PL-15s, 2 PL-10s, and they've also got some J-10s in here today, as they are very widespread in the Eastern Theatre Command. 6 PL-15s and 2 PL-10s. 400 miles away are the Americans. We have 2 AWACS there and there. I wasn't really sure where to put them, but I don't want to risk them getting shot, so I'm putting them behind Okinawa today. Let's start with the SAMs. 4 Patriot batteries. Each Patriot battery has 4 PAC-2 launchers, GEM-T variant, and 3 PAC-3 MSE launchers. We have a battery here. We have a battery here. The placement is not realistic, obviously, because this is not Kadena. This is a piece of Guam. It's the best I can do to get it to work. One, obviously, at the aft of Kadena base here, and one up here, because I figured they would have something at the top of Okinawa as well. The indigenous Chusam we don't have, but we have something that's relatively similar in performance, in fact almost identical in performance in terms of DCS, and that is a modernised NASAM site. So we have 3 NASAM site, one there, one there, and one there, and they will be firing AMRAAM ER. It's basically the non-navalised variant of the ESSM. CRAM will be in play, and they will be protecting each Patriot, and we also have a single Type 11, just according to the documentation, which I don't have, so I've actually used a Russian unit that's fairly similar. And that's the SAMs. We have Aegis C, 2 Arleigh Burke Flight 3 DDGs, which you know all about now, SM3, SM6, SM2, ESSM, CWIS, and so on. And her air wings. In terms of quantity of aircraft, I don't know. So what I've done is I've assumed it's the same quantity as they're planning to have with their new aircraft. Their new full-time deployment, as we saw earlier, is going to be 36 F-15EXs. They're not made yet, obviously. They haven't come out of the factory yet, which is why they're still doing the 4th, 5th gen rotation. So if we were to redo this, say, in 2 years' time, then they would have their F-15EXs, but I can't use them now because they don't exist yet. It will be first a small squadron of F-22s with AMRAAMs, D3 variant, of course, and Sidewinders. We also have F-35As equipped with the same AMRAAM D3s and Sidewinders, and we have F-16 Block 70 I've put in here. For lack of another option, we've got 4 D3 AMRAAMs and 2 Sidewinders. In terms of predictions, who's going to win? Well, I don't really know what a win really means. I suppose a win means that Chinese get lots of their ballistic missiles through the American defences and escape without total destruction. If they do that, then I guess China's going to win. If it's somewhere in between, it's probably going to be a draw, and if no missiles get through and Chinese are completely wiped out, then I suppose it's an American win. But I guess it's open to interpretation, so I guess we'll just see what happens. And predicting these things is getting so hard, viewers, because there's so many parameters. As well as that core game that runs all of this in the background is constantly changing, so it's very hard for me even to keep up with what I think is going to happen. I'll take this time to apologise for my voice, viewers. I'm having a long-term failure of my voice at the moment. I just want to keep doing videos for as long as I can, so we'll just see how that goes. Let me set the map up. And off we go. Unpause. So, it's going to be a while before any combat happens, I guess, guys. So let's go and have a look at some units. Let's start with the Americans at Kadena. Played today by Anderson Air Force Base, Guam. We have a small squadron of F-22s, a squadron of F-35As, and a squadron of F-16C Block 70s in this case. They are supported by E-3C AWACS, played by E-3A today. In terms of SAMs, Patriot launchers up and ready for combat, PAC-2 and PAC-3s, being defended locally by CRAM. And our Type 3 Chusams, today played by modernised NASAMs, range about 25 miles. We have 2 Arleigh Burke Flight 3s with all of the good stuff they come with. In terms of the Chinese, at the heart of the attack is of course the Badgers, each with 4 ballistic YJ-21 missiles. Guarded by J-20s. The way the escort's going to work today, viewers, is, in fact, this is quite an important point for all of these long-range battles that we do now. I take the fuel loads and the fuel usage very seriously. So the way I've asked these escorts to work is to basically go the same speed as the bomber in front, the side, and behind the bombers. Conserve fuel. They're going to concentrate on conserving fuel, and they're only going to use their afterburners when they know that they have to, when they know that the bombers are under threat. If it all works, that's what should happen, and that should apply to all of the defence today. I can't have, like we used to have in the olden days, aircraft just going around on afterburner all the time because no one has the fuel for it. And you're just going to get in those scenarios that we used to have where planes will go in, fire a couple of missiles and then run out of fuel. We just can't do that. So we've got to be a bit more smart. J-16 is played by J-15s, as far as DCS is concerned, basically the same. And of course the indigenous built J-10C modernised variant of the J-10. Maybe you could call it the equivalent of the F-16. We've got KJ-2000, actually a Russian-built or Russian-design AWACS. Quick look at the Blues. The Raptors have the same problem. They cannot afterburn for 400 miles. They physically cannot do it. Neither can the F-35s, neither can the F-16s. They will run out of fuel before they can do anything. So they are now programmed to be smart, or as smart as I can make them. Which is to save fuel. They're going to go 500 odd knots until they form up in their flights. Then they're going to go to 600, 700 knots, kind of low super cruise. Climb to 40,000 feet, and they'll reach a point where they decide that they can turn their afterburners on and do the intercept and have enough, wiggle room to fight. So it looks weird them going this slow, but it's what needs to happen for them to actually intercept something at 400 miles. Previous video, you'll probably see them turning their afterburners on and they'll fly straight in, but what would happen is they'll be out of fuel after 200 miles and be useless, turn around. So, that's no use to anyone. F-35's taking off, same thing, they're going to have to save their fuel. I mean, on cruise they have a very efficient engine, but on afterburn they do not. And the mighty elephant walk of Block 70 F-16s for today. Same deal, they'll have to go 600 knots, 500 knots until they can turn their burners on. Nothing will happen for a while because of the vast distances we've got here in the realistic fuel methods that we're talking about. So I'm going to try speeding it up, viewers. I can do that on single player, put my CPU meter on. CPU is a big restriction. DCS has got a lot more complex in the way it works in the last couple of years, and therefore it runs slower. It's just a natural consequence, so I have to be careful. That's a restriction where I could only use 2 bomber regiments, and I had to stagger them anymore, and the computer can't run it. So that's just the way it is at the moment. Well, the first thing we can say is that the bombers now are only 20 miles away from their firing line, Regiment 1, so the chance of them being intercepted is pretty much zero, unless you've got a missile that can go 400 miles, which we don't. Nothing could make that intercept. Even the Raptor is probably the best plane in the world for that. We simply can't do it. So we're just going to have to accept that the first bombers are probably going to fire, unless we see a couple of long bomb AMRAAMs, which I don't think we're going to see at this point. We're 9 minutes into the sim. Let's go and check on these Raptors. Still decided that they can't afterburn. They're probably targeting the bombers. In fact, they can only really see the bombers at this range, so they're using them as the yardstick. J-20s still in cruise mode, as you'd expect. Bombers are 8 miles away from the firing line. Yep, definitely they're going to get their first missiles out, so be it. Check the Raptors. Oh, wow. Raptors have decided they've reached that point. Now we're going to turn their afterburners on and they can make their intercept. Off they go. That's an interesting way of doing it. Raptor for the win, I guess. I guess it can do that. 42,000 feet. It's going to get up to Mark 2, or, as fast as it can go. Other F-22s haven't quite reached that point where they can turn their burners on. F-35s also still in cruise mode, waiting for that point to tick over. If they were humans, they would just be, oh, let's do it, let's save Okinawa. But they're just numbers machines. Right, we have the bombers approaching the 320 mile mark. Ballistic missiles away. They'll speed up to a maximum speed of Mark 10 at about 300,000 feet or thereabouts. They'll have an impact velocity at sea level of Mark 4, about 2,000 knots. 24 missiles out. Second salvo about to drop. I love it how they ignite like that. Coolest thing ever. As soon as they fire the missiles, I've told them to turn around and buster away. Back to mainland China. Right, 48 missiles out. Raptors chuffing along at over 1,200 knots. That's Mark 2. Pretty impressive. Now, if I look at his vector, you can see he's going for the bombers. He's going for those bombers, actually. Or, yeah, probably those bombers. Which is sensible, but it's still well over 200 miles away. I just don't think he's going to do it. Plus, he's got to get through a script. Ah, look. J-20's afterburner on. They know something's up. They sort of just magically know that something's up in the game. They obviously can't see what's actually happening on their radars. I guess we play it as they've intercepted radiation from the F-22s or the F-35s or whatever. Distance between front lines of... this guy's realised what's up. Distance between front lines of fighters of 82 nautical miles. Right, that's changed his plan and scuppered his ability to go and intercept those bombers, which is problematic. Better check on the missiles. They are 4,000 knots, 210,000 feet. I don't know what that is. I'm going to guess it's about Mark 9, Mark 9 and a half. Slowly descending now. In reality, these ballistic missiles will go much higher arc, but I have limits about what I can do. So Aegis needs to get fired up and get ready for this. F-22 is flying a bit weird, but let F-22s do what they want to do. J-20 is flying right down the centre. These J-20s are decided to attack now as well. In fact, they're all pretty much going to decide to attack. I can't really concentrate on the air-to-air viewers. We really need to think about... Oh, there we go already. We really need to think about the ballistic missiles right now. Missiles going up. SM2 through... Oh, God. SM6 and SM3 and SM2. 11 SAMs out. Here we go. Right, now how effective are they going to be against these ballistic missiles? Well, they are designed to do it, but SM3, Block 2A up, that's modern, bearing 7,000 knots, wow. As opposed to the YJ-21, 4,000 knots, 150,000 feet. Are we going to get some intercepts? Certainly hope so. Probably look at the map here. Boof, intercepts. Boof. And a miss. Excellent PK. About 90% PK. We will take that, viewers. All right. Those 48 missiles being smashed. Oh, we're going to travel. Pause. I've just hit a... Yep, we've hit the server limit. Damn it. I'm going to have to slow it down. What we're going to have to do now is slow it down in slow motion, viewers. You can see my server load at the top left, or my CPU load. We've gone past what it can actually manage. Oh, missed from the SM3 there. So we're down to quarter speed until it clears itself up. That's nothing I can do about that, viewers. Once it's clipping, A, it may crash, and B, it stops doing calculations. So things will become unrealistic or inaccurate, shall we say. We'll just have to wait, viewers. That's life. And that's why I can't have any more bomber regiments, viewers, and I can't have them firing at the same time. Interceptions going on. SM6 should be able to hit the YJ-21 at this speed. Well, actually, I don't really know. And he did. Lots of YJ-21s taken down on the first salvo. America has fired 70 SAMs so far. 71 plus an AMRAAM. An AMRAAM has been fired somewhere. There it is from that slow motion F-22. What's going on here? More SM6 is going up. Are we going to get more intercepts? We'll see. Even in quarter speed, they're so fast you can't really see them. Right, I'm going to try going to half speed, viewers, see what happens. We're at half speed, it's handling it. We're going to try full speed. Yeah, we're back in the game. It's a little bit jerky, but all the best things are. SM2, no chance. Oh, how about that? This is the most modern variant. 3 have got through. 3 have got through. Or we're going to get an intercept there. Pang! Yes, no, 3 have got through. Right, so we now need these guys to start intercepting the land interceptors. The server load has cleared up a bit, so we should theoretically be okay. 2 Chinese air-to-air missiles fired. 3 American air-to-air missiles fired. 100 SAMs. Come on, fire. 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 You got one friggin' job, and that is to fire. Please fire. Please fire with a cherry on top. Oh, Jesus Christ. I'm going to leave it to the last friggin' minute. Oh, wow. Oh, the ships have messed up. We've got a whole bunch come through. Oh, that's bad. That's very bad. About a dozen have got through. Get rid of the loadometer. What's going on? What's going on? All batteries have opened up. They had a slow start for some reason. 2,500 knots. Just got to watch here. Well done. Great deconfliction from sites. The sites they're all linked to each other and they all talk to each other. And they've done excellent deconfliction there. Well done. Right. 149 SAMs fired. Right. A bit of air to... Oh, God. Already the next salvo have fired. And they're going to be going over the top of the air-to-air fighting that's happening now. Now, I'm slightly worried at this point. America have used all of their missiles up in terms of defensive missiles. Right, let's have a look at a bit of the air-to-air now. AMRAAM chasing down. There are 2 J-20s down, no Raptors down. That's a score I can get used to, viewers. I want America to win this, obviously, because I am blue-sided. However, I have set it up fairly, or I haven't done anything. Just placed them. Chinese have fired a PL for 3 Chinese J-20s down. What are they doing wrong? That. Raptor's doing very well, but we know things can change on a dime. Now look at this. We've got the ballistic missiles going over the top of the air-to-air engagement at 200,000 feet. That engagement is down there somewhere. You can probably see them if you know where to look. 4 J-20s down. Wow. 1 Raptor down. No idea where. They've managed to get themselves in a dogfight. Would that happen in real life? Very possibly. Remember, they can't fire at each other at long distances. They can debatably see each other at relatively long distances, but firing at each other is a different matter. 4 J-20s down to 2 Raptors down, and maybe another Raptor down. Well, as I said, it can turn on a dime, viewers. You never know what's going to happen. Just a whole Raptor flight just got wiped out. So be it. It's their fault. They got too close. They didn't fire well enough. They didn't fire optimally. They're better planes than J-20, and we've got them modelled as better planes. Missiles, about the same. He says, as one just completely misses. Right, anyway, we've got the YG-21s now, 100 miles away. What's going to happen in terms of SAMs, I don't know. Bit more air-to-air combat now. The air-to-air combat's kind of superfluous at this point because all bombers have fired. None of them got intercepted. The fighter screen was just too good. Distance is just too vast. F-22 engaging these guys here. Ships firing. Okay, what are we firing? Can't even tell. SM-6s, ESSMs, SM-2, 170 SAMs fired. Very impressive. 4 J-20s down. Amazingly, 3 Raptors down. You just never know how it's going to go, viewers. I've done testing, obviously, and the Raptors never did this bad. Sometimes it's just the way when I run it, when I turn the camera on, you get a weird result, and it is what it is. Generally speaking, it will probably even itself out over time. J-15 or J-16 just been shot down. SM-6s making excellent intercepts. Really good missile. All right. Server seems to be holding up okay. 200 SAMs fired at this point. Just smashing SAM after SAM. SM-2s, I don't think they're rated for this intercept, so they're probably not going to be hitting. No, it's a miss. So we've got to rely on the shore. Oh, there's a lot going on. Maybe a quick pause, viewers. Sorry, I know it's a bit boring, but let's just have a look. 9 Chinese aircraft down. 8 J-20, 1 J-16, 4 Raptors down. China have fired 34 air-to-air missiles. America have fired 53 air-to-air missiles. 96 ballistic missiles have been fired. 206 SAMs have been fired. A mixture of all types. 48 SM-6s have been fired. That's all of the SM-6s, so they're all gone. 18 SM-3s have been fired, so that's all of the SM-3. The big interceptors have now been fired, and they're gone. And as I said in the beginning, THAAD isn't on Okinawa, as we can see, so this may be problematic. SM-2s have been fired, but they're pretty hopeless against this kind of target. Right, unpause. So we're going to get some leakage here at this point, and my worry face is starting to appear. No one likes worry face. Right, I've got to concentrate on what's going on here now. Server's starting to slow down. Let's get the meter on. We're okay. Back up to the top. Sorry, I'm going to have to do some bouncing around, viewers, because there's a lot going on here. J-20 flows straight into it. More SAMs coming out. No, he dodged again. A lot of J-20s dodging, but so be it. Right. Oh, all right. Salvo. Best watch from here. Intercept, intercept. Friendly fire. Intercept. No, 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 no. Super, super, super slow-mo. Come on, that could be the best thing in the world if that hits. Oh, I missed. Smash! Mark 4 straight into that sucker. One Chinese missile through. It's not an easy thing to stop, and the ships have messed up again on the... They're just out of missiles. They're out of missiles. They're firing their crappy missiles now. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. All right, well, let's see how many are going to get through. Let's not give up yet. Patriot smashing out his missiles. 14 to 10 aircraft down. Amazing. Zooming out. Come on. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Come on, boys. Come on. Do better. Must do better. Viewing from the NASAMs. NASAMs are all out. Something's happened. No, none got through. Oh, no, no. NASAMs run out of power. Whatever. Words are hard. Let's see what happens then. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's difficult, viewers, when you've got missiles travelling at Mark 10 and impacting at Mark 4. It is not an easy thing to stop. And most of them, the vast majority, were stopped. That was, what, 7? 7 got through. Plus the original 1, I think. So 8. So very annoying. We'll debrief that at the end, viewers. But right, what's happening in the air-to-air war? 18 Chinese fighters down to 13 American fighters. That's really bad for America. Isn't it weird, viewers, how you just never know how these are going to go? This time, bad for America. We did a similar scenario not too long ago, if you remember, where they got a 3-to-1 kill ratio, America did. But today, not so much. I think they've just been, look at that, they've just really had the wind taken out of them. 20 Chinese fighters down to 15 American fighters down. Do better. Must do better. Oh, God, and I've only got the 4th gen left as well. I've seen lots of Chinese dodging today. Maybe they're just flying better today. You get days like that, viewers. You kind of get to learn the AI after a while. They have their own little personality. Pop. J10 down. Get rid of the board now. Right, well, we had no crashes. That's good. Oh, look, he took a hit and survived. No, he didn't. He didn't. He's dead. No, he didn't. He's alive. Cheating SOV. Didn't take his hit. Not on. F-22 chasing down a J-15. And possible friendly fire. So that kind of sums the day up, right? 23 Chinese down to 16 Americans down. And it's going to get worse because we're running out of Raptors, and Raptors are what are going to do the damage. PL-15 well evaded by 24 Chinese down, 25 Chinese down to 16 Americans down. A whole load of SAMs fired. Costs both over $3 billion so far. I mean, that is astonishing. Still, there's still fight going on. That Raptor is insatiable. He's chasing this J-16 and he's only got his internal cannon left. And here he comes to use that internal cannon. This will cheer me up no end. Wow, we're only 24 minutes into the sim. I mean, that is a fast-moving battle, viewers. These planes are all just so good. Get some, baby. J-20 down. J-20 not down. Oh, performing really well today, they are. Or maybe J-20 down after all. Bye. Run out of kinematics. 28 Chinese down to 17 Americans down. Okay, they're finally starting to get their S together, the Americans are. But they could have done it better, but they could have done it earlier. Wide, all of the bombers got away. There was never any chance of them getting smacked. What they need is just some Hornets with some friggin', what are they called? AIM-174s. The missile's really proved itself useful lately. Still Raptors in play. 7 Raptors down. 5 Raptors in play. They took the brunt. Why do they die, viewers? They run out of ammo and then they just go in for guns. It's just how AI works. It's how I want AI to work. Because you've seen how on the edge I am with the server. I need planes to die. So I'm perfectly happy for them to die once they've fired their missiles. AIM-9. Old, but good weapon, as you can see. No hiding from that. 29 Chinese down to 21 Americans down. For what it's worth at this point. At this point, let's do a lot of cost to China. They've got some missiles through. It's annoying, but let's cost them for that. What would happen, viewers, if I ran the sim again? Possibly the missiles won't get through. And I can tell you, on some times I've tried it, the missiles didn't get through. There's a lot of parameters in play, as there is in real life. Even some randomization. As kind of there is in real life. That's how, you know, it's how the world works in a way. And this time, I think 7 or 8 missiles got through. Oh, I just worked his way at 500 knots into it. 31 Chinese down to 22 Americans down. Not the best kill to death ratio we've seen, but again, a lot going on here. Got some far fired away AMRAAMs. Shown. 33 Chinese down to 23 Americans down. 8 Raptors down. Still 4 in play, but finally they've run out of fuel. And you can see now, viewers, why I've done this fuel thing. They're only now running out at the end of the battle. Previously, they would have run out halfway through or at the beginning of the battle. Chinese have fired 80 air-to-air missiles. America's fired 136. Why? It's because they've been in better parameters to fire. Basically, they're more stealthy aircraft. That said, this F-22 is not evading, he is evading, but he's out of fuel. There's not much he can do. But they're just going to get plugged now. And again, as I said, I'd want that to happen. I want them to clear the server up for me. Escort pilots don't have to worry about that. This guy looks like he's all out of fight. He is, he's all out of fight, look. Out of weapons. Out of fuel. Going home now. I'm going home. And he's got a missile coming towards him, which doesn't help. Boom, bye Raptor. Don't show your non-stealthy side to him, please. It's kind of a cool battle. It's almost, I don't actually know who's going to win this battle. I'm still surprised the Americans didn't do better. These are the same planes, these are the same missiles, same everything as we saw in the previous, battle wherever it was, somewhere else when we attacked China. It's tactics, it's which planes engaged who, it's how spread were the planes, it's how fast the planes were going, plus a bit of, randomization and all that stuff that happens in there, what the pilots decide to do at the time. Double KO though, look. So sometimes you just get a bad day in the office. Can still happen. No, they're swarmed. When it gets a limit to where there's just so many aircraft, even if they're worse aircraft, but there's so many of them, but the swarm wins. Because, you spend all of your time dodging missiles and you can't fire back. And that's what we've got here with these F-35s. Meet the swarm. Chinese are going to win the air war as well. Oh, damn it. F-22 down. Didn't defend. Out of fuel. We did our best, viewers. And they're going to go and kill the AWACS now. Now, in real life, F-16s would also come from Japan, but that's 1,200 miles. That Misawa Air Force Base, Japan, is 1,200 miles away. So they wouldn't arrive yet. They would be here in about, 15 minutes, 20 minutes or something like that. So it is realistic to say that they would not be here yet. I know what you guys are going to say in the comments. So at this point, China would be defeated by, 50 F-16s on their way. There's also Guam, but Guam, again, it's, 1,500 miles away. And there might not even be anything at Guam. Or quite often, there are no fighters at Guam. So it's just a bloody nose for America today. We're not going down yet. We're going to get a gun skill if it kills us. Oh dear. Evaded. Come on, let's get one more kill from Super F-35, Super Dave. Only 30 minutes into the sim. That really was a quick one, viewers. Giggity. And, we're talking over 400 miles worth of travel. There was just a lot of stuff going on. Right, we best start doing the roundup, viewers. It was a win to China, really, wasn't it? Let's face it. No one really likes a win to China, but these are not scripted for YouTube viewers. I do it fairly, and sometimes China wins. In terms of losses, 38 Chinese aircraft down, 23 J-20, 10 J-15 and 5 J-10. The Blues, 35 aircraft down, 12 F-22, 11 F-35, about to be 12, and 12 F-16s. In terms of missiles fired, Reds have fired 107 PL-15s. That's pretty impressive, very impressive. 8 PL-10s, 96 obviously ballistic missiles. I counted 7 or 8 of those ballistic missiles got through, so of 96, 88 were shot down, but 10% got through, or whatever, 8% got through. Maybe that's not even that far from real life, to be honest. Why did that happen? Arleigh Burkes have run out of ammo, we all saw it. NASAMS have run out of ammo. Probably these guys had ammo, but at that point, confusion starts to come in. Who's meant to be firing? All Pack 2s were gone. Pack 3s were still there, but who's meant to be firing at what at that point? The Aegis onshore, whatever it's called, starts breaking down. So it's unfortunate, but these are very fast missiles. So they're very hard to defend. So yeah, it cost China $4.9 billion. I repeat, $4.9 billion. Still haven't killed that guy. America fired 136 AMRAAMs. I would expect more to be fired, actually. I would expect more around about 170, but so be it. 12 AIM-9s were fired. 279 SAMs were fired. 33 Pack 2. 13 Pack 3. Only 13 Pack 3. That's bad, but it is what it is. I can't control it. 48 AMRAAMs playing True SAMs. That's basically all of them. 85 SM2s. 48 SM6. That's all of them. 34 ESSMs. 18 SM3s. That's all of them. The cost of $5.5 billion. So a very high price tag. Why did China win, viewers? Well, I don't really know. They just had enough to get through. It's as simple as that. What would have stopped them getting through? Another destroyer would have stopped them getting through. What else would have stopped them getting through? A THAAD system would have stopped them getting through. Big THAAD battery. Again, my research shows that THAAD is not on Okinawa, so apologise if I've got that wrong. I know it's on Guam, but... Air War. Who won that? China. Why? Honestly, America fought shit today. That would be my... I see a lot of these battles. They just do a lot of crap. I've seen a lot of crap firing, a lot of snap shooting in bad parameters, a lot of just crap flying. And they paid the price for it, and they got beat. Still, I know this guy's going on a rampage, but it's not going to get very far, obviously. How would that be fixed? Well, you can either add more fighters, which I don't want to do, or just, fly better. And sometimes they fly better. So be it. All of the Chinese are out of fuel and turned around now. Oh, and that guy's under the sea. No, he's not. Oh, he's being shot by SAMs. So they've still got SM2s. I wonder why they can see him at that range. That's a bug. That shouldn't be happening. I've not seen that before. Oh well, ignore it, whatever. Yeah, viewers, let me know your thoughts. I'm not surprised because I had no idea what was going to happen, to be honest, but I like the battle. And I like that some missiles got through. It shows that, they absolutely can get through, given the right parameters. I hope you enjoyed that, and bye-bye.